Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2015 matriculation ceremony of the class of 2019 here at Jacksonville University. We're pleased to have you all here. If you'd all remain standing for the presentation of our national anthem by Samantha Wicklund, class of 2015, vocal performance major from Annapolis, Maryland.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Samantha. That was beautiful. I hope you all please be seated. Thank you all for coming this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tim Cost, class of 1981, here at Jacksonville University. On behalf of everyone associated with Jacksonville University, it's my distinct honor to welcome you to this ceremony. Today, we officially welcome the newest undergraduates to Jacksonville University, dating back to 1934. I did get up this morning and notice that at this time of day it was going to be 91, and I have considerably shortened my remarks. So you will be here less than 1 hour, and we appreciate you investing your time with us today. I heard a cheer over there. I think our newest students couldn't be joining us at a better time here at the university. To the many families that are here this morning, we congratulate you and we thank you for entrusting to us your most valuable and precious asset, your sons and daughters. My wife and I, and many of us up here, went through this exact same process very recently, and we know what it's like, and we hope you know they're part of the JU family now. In this class of 2019, we have students from more than 30 countries around the world, including the United States, obviously, but Sri Lanka, Ecuador, Brazil, Romania, Canada, Ghana, Mexico, China, and Nigeria, just to name a few. In our history dating back to 1934, we have graduated students from all 50 states and 92 countries. Today we have in this exact class valedictorians, Eagle Scouts, National Honor Society members, military veterans, singers, dancers, scientists, social media experts, athletes of the year, entrepreneurs, and Jacksonville University legacies. This is an amazing combination of ambition and potential, and we're honored to have them here. On the platform, I'm going to briefly introduce some folks I thought you'd like to meet first. A gentleman who's been the chairman of the board now for more than 2 years, does an outstanding job helping lead this university with 2 degrees from JU, 1969 and 1985, Mr. Fred Pruitt, Chairman of the Board. Fred? Our Provost and Chief Academic Officer, who you're going to hear from shortly, Dr. Wenying Hsu. Dr. Hsu. Commanding Officer of our Naval ROTC program, Captain Neil Carnes. Captain Carnes, thank you. And the duly elected President of the Jacksonville University Student Alliance, Mr. Cody Foxwell. Cody? Thank you. Our other special podium guests I'll introduce in just a moment, but I want to give a special thanks to the head of Student Affairs who's up here at the podium with us. Dr. Christy Gover and her team have done a remarkable job. Dr. Gover? To the many outstanding faculty members that are here today, students, you walked through them a moment ago. They are distinguished and they will lead you. Thank you. I think one of the things you'll find about this faculty is they are not only learned in their field, please be seated, but also that they are of letters. They're here to lead you, and they wear very warm robes. So on a day like today, which is a Saturday, I just want to thank them for their leadership and their scholarship and for turning out in such large numbers. Thank you very much, faculty. As is our tradition, we were led in today by two individuals worthy of recognition. First, our distinguished bagpiper, who's a JU alum from 1996, Mr. Mike Thomas. Mike, thanks for joining us. In carrying the university mace and entering his 48th year at the university, someone who was here when I was here as an undergraduate, one of the institutions of this university, Dr. S. Walker Blanton. Doc? I also want to thank our marshals for matriculation today, Drs. Jackson, Dr. Realstone, Dr. Groh, Dr. Nancaro, and Dr. Crawford. I also want to thank the hardworking staff who work for these students, folks like Davina Hamilton and Luke, Diana Donovan, Christy Gover, Mike Bobbin, and others. Finally, I'd like to ask the senior staff and administration if they would please stand briefly over in the VIP section. Donnie Horner, Terry DeVlantis, David Healy, Tom Hall, Diana Donovan, Tony Higgs, and Brigadier General Mike Fleming. Thank you all for coming. Now I'd like to introduce our distinguished Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Wenying Xu. Dr. Xu joined us in 2014 after serving as Vice President for Academic Affairs at Chatham University in Pittsburgh. Prior to her role at Chatham, where she was also a professor of English, Dr. Xu was Chair of English and Interim Associate Dean for the College of Arts and Letters at Florida Atlantic in Boca Raton, Florida, where she taught for more than a decade. Importantly, she also served as President of the United States Society for the Study of Multi-Ethnic Literature for 3 years and as Program Chair and Vice President of the Society for 4 years prior. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Wenying Xu. Dr. Xu.
Good morning. On behalf of Jacksonville University faculty, I welcome the class of 2019, their families and friends. We are gathered here today for a matriculation ceremony. To matriculate is to enroll as a member of a college or university. Each fall, Jacksonville University welcomes its new class, new students with the matriculation ceremony to signify their acceptance into our academic and residential programs. It's also a tradition for a matriculation speaker to tell a story for a wisdom or an insight. So I'm going to share a very brief story here. One of my personal challenges is navigating in a new city. Always getting lost. It's sort of one of my talents. So recently, I was trying to find a tennis club to play a tennis, and I set my GPS. It's such a wonderful gadget that tells you exactly where to go, how to get there, and the most efficient route to your destination. So this voice tells me turn left, turn right, get on this highway, and turn off at this exit. However, when I get to a point where it tells me to turn onto a road of a one-way street facing an incoming traffic, I say, oh no, I'm not suicidal, not yet. So I turned off the GPS and decided to find the club by myself. I didn't know where I was, but I drove through lovely neighborhoods admiring the trees that I couldn't name. At this point, it didn't really matter if I found a place in time to play tennis. I let the Zen spirit take over. I surrendered myself to the experience of getting lost. So what does this story have anything to do with you and with this momentous occasion? Let me suggest that you might think about the trip you're about to embark on, one in which you allow yourself to meander a little bit and maybe even getting lost a little bit, because I'm talking about experience. I'm not just talking about the kinds of courses you take, although that's a big part of it. I also talk about the things you choose to do outside your class, the people you hang out with, the clubs you join, the books you read, the activities you pursue. I'm not suggesting you think of your education as a leisurely drive along back roads. When I was lost, I knew where I was headed, more or less. I just stopped obsessing about following the GPS. Here, we have plenty of guideposts to help you find your way to the destination of a JU degree. Not just our curriculum, but also our faculty and staff we set in your path to help you along your way. So I have great confidence you will all reach your next destination. But I am suggesting that if you only set your GPS to calculate the most efficient route to get to where you think you're heading, and if you never deviate from that direction, you stand a chance of missing out on some unexpected treasures and pleasures of this university. And you stand a chance of missing out an experience that could, who knows, be the most important part of your education at JU. You would hear this wisdom from many who participated in study abroad programs. Their lives have been changed forever. As you allow yourself to meander from time to time during your JU experience and beyond, here in Jacksonville, or in your hometown, or in a foreign country like Salvador, capital of Brazil. So allow yourself to explore, to wander, and to get lost just a little bit. Just as I eventually found the tennis courts and found them in time to play my match, you also will find your destination in a timely manner. Every arrival is a new departure. To hear the smug voice of the GPS arriving at destination is to receive an invitation to think, what's the next trip and how we get there? And now that you have joined us for a new journey, I welcome you all to our community and my best wishes for a fulfilling journey of self-discovery. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hsu, for those words. And now if you're following along in your program, we're coming to two extraordinary individuals to speak to you briefly. Very special treat. Someone I've known for a long time, since I sat there in the 1970s. For more than a half century, her leadership at the university has changed the lives and the course of higher education in this state and far beyond. She began her JU career in 1958 as a humanities professor, later founding and becoming dean of our outstanding colleges, College of Fine Arts. By 1979, she was the first female president of a college or a university in the state of Florida, right here on this campus. Under her presidency, we established what is now the Davis College of Business, our School of Nursing, and our aviation program. With her reputation, she brought in speakers from around the world, people like Bob Hope and Jack Benny, and President Gerald Ford, Lyndon Johnson, Arthur Fiedler, names that have gone down in history on this campus. She served as Chancellor Emeritus for us now since 1994. And in addition to her leadership, her remarkable hand of generosity goes across this entire region. You may know when you're going to get something to eat at Kinney. There is a person by that name you're about to meet. Well known is her name in the auditorium at the Mayo Clinic here in Jacksonville, the north wing of the Bartlett Public Library, and the Alumni Development Center at Drake University. She's an Iowa native and a graduate of Drake University with 2 degrees and one from the University of Frankfurt in Germany. She is truly one of a kind, an extraordinary individual who at the tender age of 98 has come here today to speak with all of you. Please join me in welcoming the remarkable Dr. Frances Bartlett Kinney.
He's prejudiced. You probably understand that because he was one of our students when I was president. I can remember when he did walk across the stage. And so welcoming you today is so exciting to me. Actually, it is. Every class is, but it's so important for you. I wonder if you realize how important this day is for you. And I know your parents are feeling the same way and your friends because you are now taking the position of deciding which direction you're going. And I can't imagine on not only having a president, who pitched the only no-hitter game we ever had. He never brags about it. I brag about it. I tell everybody, we need another one. We need somebody else to pitch that no-hitter game. But also, one of the wonderful things about him is he was so successful in business. We always need that. As a matter of fact, he and his wife, both of them, because his wife had her own business, which is marvelous. And he became the executive vice president of PepsiCo. Now, the CEO of PepsiCo says, if you don't want him, you'll send him back here. We'll take him anytime. Believe me, we want him. And you will too, when you get acquainted and you have an opportunity. For me also, today, and you will be introduced to him, but this amazing, amazing man that I don't know if I've ever been in awe of a man, but I'm in awe of this man. It's the astronaut. And for anybody that's been acquainted with the moon 3 different times, the first one to ride the rover, here he is on our stage right now, and you are going to hear him. Can you imagine? He is already a part of history, but you too will be a part of history because you're going to be the one sitting there. Now, before I stop, and I'm going to stop because you need to have this from these people that are so expert in their areas. But I do want to say to you, and being 98, I get by with a lot of things, and this is one of the things I get by with advice. You know, I'm always giving advice. But anyway, Christmas time I get about 2,000 cards from students who have been here over the years, and it takes me 6 months to go through them. I do a little pile at a time. It's one of the things that they say to me in their cards, and over again, is that your school helped me to select the thing that I can do the best. Now, each one of you has a different DNA. We're hearing this all the time now. You have that. If you found it, great. If you haven't find it here. And you've got plenty of wonderful administrators and faculty members to tell you. So good luck to you, and I envy you listening to this astronaut who's going to be with you in just a moment. So Francis Kinney, sit down.
The only person with enough stripes to tell Francis Kinney to sit down is Francis Kinney. So thank you very much, Dr. Kinney. Now I'd like to welcome our featured speaker this morning, a man about whom we can all truly say the right stuff. During any of our lifetimes, we'd be pleased to say that we have 2 degrees from MIT, or that we hold 15 patents in our name, or that we've advised the United States Secretary of Transportation on our nation's arsenal of intercontinental ballistic missiles, or that we helped bridge the divide between the United States and Russia during the height of the Cold War. But our esteemed guest today has done all of those things and so many more. Consider this for a moment, please, and I'll be brief. He's a graduate of the Air Force Experimental Test Pilot School and Aerospace Research Pilot School at Edwards Air Force Base. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree from the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. He holds a Master of Science in Aeronautics and Astronautics and an Engineer in Aeronautics and Astronautics degree from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He's also, we're proud to say, the holder of an honorary degree in Science and Technology from your university, Jacksonville University. I know him to be an author and a scientist, an explorer, an innovator, an educator, and a true leader. He's been awarded 3 NASA Distinguished Service Medals, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the United States Peace Medal. He was a member of 3 of the history of mankind's most important missions, Gemini 8, Apollo 9, and Apollo 15. He was the 7th man ever to walk on the moon and one of only 12 in history to ever do so. He's also the first person to ever sit down, flip a switch, and drive on the moon. He's taught us so much about science and exploration, leadership, and humility. He comes to us graciously today with his extraordinary wife, Mag Black Scott, all the way from California, not for other business, but to talk to you. And there's no better time for us to listen and better understand under this banner of Out of This World, Mission JU. I hope you'll join me in welcoming to the podium a man in the middle of one of the most extraordinary lives in the last 2 centuries, the commander of Apollo 15, Colonel David R. Scott. David?
Welcome to the family. This is a great opportunity, and I'm really pleased to have an opportunity to meet you and see you now, because you're going to have an exciting 4 years, an interesting 4 years, a real adventure. And during that period, you'll have some great opportunities. You'll make some new friends that will be lifelong friends. You'll meet and learn from some tremendous teachers who will help you along the way, even after you graduate. And as I was thinking about what I might offer you in terms of a few thoughts of advice, I remembered that several years ago, I had the pleasure of working with Tom Hanks on the movie Apollo 15. And Tom had just won 2 Academy Awards in a row. And we were having lunch one day, and I said, Tom, when you win these things and you have to get up and make an acceptance speech impromptu, how do you sort of organize that? He said, it's easy. I pick 4 points. I close my hand, I get up, put my hand behind my back, and then I work the points one at a time. So let me give that a go. Here at Jacksonville University, 4 points. You're going to learn how to learn. You're going to learn what you know, what you really know. You're going to learn what you don't know, and you'll know that by looking in the mirror, okay? And you're going to learn how to tackle a problem. If you have a challenge, an unknown, you're going to learn how to get in and solve that problem. Now, how are you going to achieve these objectives? Well, 4 points, okay? Explore. Take the opportunity to go out and discover the various disciplines in which you could become involved. Learn what they do, how they work, and find what you really like to do. So after a couple of years, when you have to select a major, okay, pick something you really like to do, you really enjoy, and do your best every single day. Raise the bar for yourself. Compete with your classmates fairly, but do your own level best every day. Listen to your teachers. You're going to have a wonderful faculty here. They have a lot to advise, a lot to offer. Pay attention to your teachers. And finally, keep an open mind as you go through this. I like to go back to an old aviation adage. The mind is like a parachute. It only functions when it's open. So keep an open mind. Understand what your opportunities are and where you can go in not only your academic career, but in your post-academic career, because you're going to have some wonderful opportunities. And finally, I'd like to close by thanking you for joining our family. This is a great family. You have a wonderful opportunity here. It will be a tremendous adventure. You'll have some ups, some downs, but mostly ups. And as you proceed on down through your career, why, I wish you all the best. And as another old aviation adage, clear skies, calm winds, and smooth sailing. So with that, I look forward to meeting each of you in due course, and I hope to see you somewhere on the campus under the blue skies and calm winds. Thank you very much, and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much, Colonel Scott. Thank you very much. Now it's time to proceed on to official matters with the statement of matriculation, to be led by Dr. Douglas Hazard, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences here at the university. Dr. Hazard is a graduate of Johns Hopkins University with a PhD from Duke University. He's been a distinguished member of our faculty and professor of the Spanish language and Latin American literature at JU for 25 years, dating back to 1990. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Douglas Hazard. Douglas?
Good morning. Please stand. And stretch, yeah, if you like, yeah. Please repeat after me this statement of matriculation. As a student of Jacksonville University, I understand my obligation to support the mission and vision of the university. And to live by the student code of conduct. I agree to develop my skills to achieve my highest academic potential. Dedicate myself to academic honesty and classroom civility. Explore my leadership abilities and use them positively. Respect Jacksonville University policies and its community. Appreciate campus property, both physical and natural. I pledge to honor and adhere to these principles during my time as a member of the Jacksonville University family. I hope you take this oath seriously. I hope you have a wonderful 4 years. Play hard, but work hard too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hazard. Please be seated. Thank you for administering the oath of matriculation, Dr. Hazard. We're proud of our long association with the Naval ROTC program on this campus, which has been run continuously here since 1971. Captain Neil Carnes is the esteemed commanding officer of our Nrotc unit and has also had command tours with Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron Light 37, Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 40, Commander Amphibious Squadron 6, and Commodore of the Bataan Amphibious Task Force. He will now lead the Nrotc oath of office for our incoming JU freshmen. Captain Carnes? Podium is yours.
Thank you, President Cost. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and class of 2019. The oath of office, which I'll administer here in just a short time to our midshipman candidates, is the first step that these young men and women will be taking towards earning a commission, a presidential commission, in the United States Navy and the United States Marine Corps. To get where they are right now, they've excelled. And over the next 4 years, they will continue to excel, not just academically, but also with moral fortitude, with caring leadership, and with sound ethics. Today with this oath, they begin a journey marked with service, dedication, and sacrifice. I'm extremely proud of them. I hope you are too. Midshipman candidates, attention to oath. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed a midshipman, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations, shipmates. Well done. Thank you very much. Class of 2019, you've got a bright, bright future ahead of you. Enjoy it, have fun, study hard. Have a great day. Midshipman, seat please.
Thank you, Captain Carnes. If you're new to the campus, know that dating back to 1971, as I mentioned, we've had an NROTC here. We have 600 members of the military community as part of our campus. We are honored to have 4 military veterans of influence selected by outside organizations. We're really pleased to have 2 of them today, if they would stand. Colonel Donnie Horner and Brigadier General Mike Fleming. Gentlemen. Thank you. Now to lead the family oath, I'd like to introduce Jennifer Simmons, our Director of Parent and Family Programs, and I think you'll find her to be an excellent resource for the parents who are looking to become more involved here at the university. Please join me in welcoming Jennifer. Jennifer?
Thank you, President Cost. Will the family members please stand? Please repeat after me. Supporting my university student through these years of growth and opportunity is a matter of great pride and joy. I promise to respect the changes I see in my student, celebrate my student's independence, and trust in my student to take responsibility for his or her own actions. I will offer help when it is asked of me and encourage my student to utilize the resources that Jacksonville University provides to foster his or her own success. Most of all, I hope that my student finds a calling that makes the heart sing and uses his or her abilities and the education they receive at Jacksonville University to positively impact their community and become their personal best. Thank you. Please be seated.
Thank you. Welcome, parents, to the JU family. Congratulations to the class of 2019. Know that every resource you see in front of you is here for your use. This incredible faculty, the staff, your fellow students, the presidential fellows are here to help you. And as we now conclude, I'd ask everyone to please stand and welcome back Samantha Wicklin for the singing of the Jacksonville University alma mater. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you to everyone for coming today. Students, please feel free to take a moment afterward. Cold drinks are over on the plaza. I hope with your friends and family. Take photographs up here. We are here. Make this place your own. We are adjourned. Good day, everyone.